high plains, you can feel it all around. People like you are getting us through together. That's why we're for people like you. KAMR, the one for news, for being there for what you do. We're saying thanks for turning to Channel 4, people like you.
I had the itch growing up. I knew from an early time period, did it in high school, and when I got to WT, it was definitely, this is what I'm going to do, and this is the field I want to get in. I decided to focus on radio and TV, so working at what originally, when I was there, this is how far back it goes, we called it Quits 91 back in the day. Then it became WT 91, and of course you guys call it the One now. The nice thing about WT was whatever you wanted to do, WT let you do it. If you felt you were big enough to pull something off, they let you try, and sometimes it worked and sometimes you failed miserably. I had started at WT, moved away and worked for a while, came back to WT, and then applied here at Channel 4. And I started off running a teleprompter, about as low as you can be when you go into a TV station. And that's kind of how I got in the door, and like I said, advanced from there, and I've stuck around long enough that they kept me.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind when you mention Dan Morgan is dependability. If you want something done, and you want something done well, Dan's your guy. He's going to show up, he's going to be early, he's going to do it well, he's going to expect others to do it well, he's going to make sure that you are getting what you need.
Dan's like the guy that does it all around here. I mean, anything that you can think of, if there's a problem or something, I call Dan. He's the guy that, to me, he runs everything around here. He knows what's going on, and he's very knowledgeable.
One of the big things for me is seeing my students, and I call them my students because a lot of times it's folks that are coming in from either AC or WT, and you know, they're getting their first job in the industry and then going on. Seeing those guys come in and learn and do well, that's as big a thing for me as it is anything to see that success they've had. I try to look at it as I'm just a person, a face, a name. It's not so much what I got to do or what I've been able to do, but what I've been able to help other people do. That's what it means to me. It means that I was able to accomplish something, maybe make a few lives better in the process.
Like I said, I've worked for him for over 10 years, known him for over 10 years. I'm not from around this area, I'm actually from Maryland, so just being here, he's kind of like a father figure. I know, like, I can, if I need to, go in there. If I need lunch that day, I know Dan will be there.
I'm one of those guys that could have easily have drifted off and, you know, had an okay career in the business. The first couple of times I did radio news on my high school radio station, it was our local radio station in Dalhart. Well, the owner came to me and said, "You have absolutely no business being in this business." And I ignored him. If you love what you do, you just gotta, again, stick with it. Take your classes, get the experience. If you land a job, that's great, but 3 words, stick with it. It's worth it in the end.